Hello again. Now we are going to model the scope, and basically we could do something similar to what we have done here, but I'm going to use a different method. If you have a look at scope, it's pretty much a profile that's revolved along a center. So that's basically what we are going to do. Just going to create a line that should start around the center. Go all the way to this point, then let's go there, kind of here. Actually, since I'm going to revolve it, it should be straight, this line. We're going to deal with that chamfer later, so I'm just going to move this to be fairly horizontal. I think that's almost there. It should be somewhere in the center, which should be around here. And if you have a look at this object, you know, the pivot, it's somewhere around top here, and in order to create a new object using this one, I will need to move this pivot to be somewhere around center, since it is a symmetric object. So if you go to hierarchy and you select the option affect pivot only, now that you're just moving the pivot, so you can use that to adjust your object's position in space to the place that you want. So I want somewhere around here, and I'm just going to modify this shape now, and I'm going to add lathe, which is basically revolves the object on the degrees that I want. I want 360, just want the direction to be in X, the direction of the axis. So if you just select this option, kind of have my scope already there. Just missing this chamfer here. So I'm just going to do the chamfer now by modifying the poly. So just select again the edit poly, and I'm just going to select one vertex here that I'm going to use as a reference. And if you have a look here on this tab, you have several options, and most of them we haven't used. And one of the cool ones is to use the soft selection. What is the soft selection? It's kind of going to spread the selection of your vertex between all vertices on this mesh, and on some sort of factor of related to this object. So the force is going to spread around, moving these vertices according to their distance to this one. So I'm just going to use the soft selection. I'm going to get a fall off that's going to affect almost the ones on the top. I'm going to keep that as 0, so I'm just going to move that to the position which is kind of curved, because it's kind of, you know, going in a gradient ramp between all the objects. I'm just going to move this one somewhere that I think it works. And basically it's not perfect, but that's not the intention. We are not seeking perfection here. We're just trying to show you the basics on how to model something in 3ds Max, and basically this rifle at the moment. So I'm just going to go back to my top view, because I have a pivot here on the top of the rifle that I'm going to draw as well, and later on I'm just going to come to these parts. So if I go to my top view, should have the scope somewhere around the middle here. Press F3, just have a look again in the picture. bigger. Let's see if I do have other references. Yeah, it's a cylinder that's sitting on top of this bit here. Yeah, I'm just going to draw it. Top view again. Just go to geometry, get the cylinder again. Get the portion that I think the cylinder is on top, roughly. Somewhere around here. Maybe something like that. Extrude it a little bit. Just going to move it. And the position should be somewhere starting around here, and the height should reach that point there. Again, I'm just going to add my edit poly. Go to edges. So if I select these edges here, I don't need this one, and probably I don't need some other ones that I might have selected there. So now it's pretty much that. I'm just going to add my chamfer here a little bit more. It's not really rounded there, so I'm just going to leave as it is. And basically, yeah, kind of have the shape of the scope already here. Just check if it is on position. It is on position. I'm going to draw some sort of podium for the scope. So I try to follow this one here. Again, edit poly, it's your friend. So I'm just going to select these two edges here and add a nice chamfer there. Something like that. And then I'm going to add, I'm going to apply this one. I'm just going to change that a bit. To get these edges here. That's okay. Go to my front view. Have to exit, not use the keyboard, it's quite annoying. So again, just press 2, you go straight to your edges. Select all of them now, and basically don't need these ones that you have used before. And add another chamfer there, which is just fine. It should be 1. And then apply to it. And get this bit of it. Probably I should modify this cylinder a little bit just to look better. Just slightly touch here. F3, I'm just going to move this guy here somewhere. and then add another extrusion here, local normal, and just go like a podium there. It's quite there. Just going to do the same, another line. So you basically can see that just by using the same types of commands you can model a lot of things just by using the same procedures. Yeah, I will close it. Have to be back there. Add an extrusion. Top view. Press F3. I'm just going to move slightly to the position that should be. Add an edit poly. Okay. To select all the edges, I'm just going to add a chamfer to all of them. More segments, maybe just 3. Okay. F3. If I go to my frontal one, you can see that it's not perfect. It's far away from perfect, I guess. But you can see that with these commands you can get the precision that you want to model if you spend time enough to do so. So I can just have a look here and you see that it's not really there. The proportion scope looks alright, but the proportion of the rest of the body doesn't. So basically, if I go back to my top view, I'm just going to modify that slightly. So I'm just going to grab all these guys here, which are not really proportional, and probably the arm rest as well. And press F3 here. I'm just going to scale them. Why? Oops. Should have gotten these guys as well. Not really sure about that one. Just have a look. Now that's deforming way too much. It's really rough, but we don't have all the information on the rifle. We're just trying to do something to look nice, and I think we kind of got it. You can see that it is a 3D model. We can identify the rifle, and it's pretty much okay at the moment. We could add some more beats here and there, but I think it serves the purpose of the tutorial, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm planning to do a second part where we are going to add materials to basically to all the pieces here. So you have a material editor here where you can just load basically every single type of stuff here and add some maps